So I want to welcome you to the webinar today is called How to Have Courage and Confidence Through Challenging Times Without Worry, Anxiety, or Self-Doubt. And whichever one of those three, or if it's a combination of all three of those, you're worried about your financial system, the financial system. You're anxious about, your health and keeping safe, and making sure that the things that you are doing, even from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed, what thoughts are you thinking? We're really going to go into your thoughts, your activity that you are engaged in your emotional body, and how that is affecting those feelings of worry, anxiousness, and self-doubt. And the doubt shows up in a myriad of ways. You could have self-doubt that you're going to, stay sane. You might be in a home by yourself. Um, I have myself and my two kitties. So, I have clients all over the world, and I'm on Zoom most days from 10 o'clock in the morning until 7 o'clock at night. So I'm staying connected, but the doubt also might show up in ways that you haven't even really thought of. So I'm going to be sharing some stories of how clients of mine and people that I have coached and assisted through their own challenging times. This is not our first rodeo, and this won't be our last. So, the challenge that we're all facing, this global challenge right now, this pandemic. Um, the pandemic on one sense, is a pandemic of the virus, the COVID. But the other pandemic is the pandemic of fear. And fear has many faces. And fear can just get you in a moment. And without having good tools in your tool belt, it can just take you on a spiral down. And it can disrupt your day, your productivity, your joy, the ways that you are focusing on the possibilities moving forward. It can affect us in so many ways. And how we can use the tools, just like a carpenter needs to know when to use his screwdriver, when to use his hammer, when to use his saw. You need to know when to use these tools that are going to help you navigate through these challenging times and any challenging times moving forward into the future. So I'm going to share my screen, and we can get this party started. I have the opening screen. I just want to welcome you to the webinar. I'm Janet Grace Nelson, and I'm a spiritual life coach. They call me the Courage Coach because the journeys that I've been on, the many challenges that I have successfully navigated throughout the course of my life. I'll share a little bit about my story in a little bit. But when you are going through a challenge, either it's a health challenge or a relationship challenge or a career challenge or a financial challenge, they can all wreak havoc on all areas of our life. We know that nothing is separate. There's nothing separate from having a health challenge to how it's going to affect your relationships. it's going to affect your relationships. And so having some really dynamic tools to help you navigate through those is going to strengthen your courage. It's going to strengthen your confidence. And the root of the word courage is le cœur, of the heart, the cœur. So we're going to be talking about those things. And, you know, the good thing is that we're all in this together, and we're all here together to really help us to understand how it is that we can enjoy even more peace and calm in our own hearts, even in the midst of a challenge, even in the midst of all the news flashes and everything that's going on around you. If you can find that center in your own heart and navigate through that, you will be giving your own health and well-being, your mental health, your emotional health, and your physical health, a real shot of immunity and boosting the systems inside of your body that are going to help you to really stay strong and stay courageous through this time. So I'm going to be sharing with you 3 simple steps. I call it my ACT system. I use acronyms for a lot of things that help me remember. So if that is a tool and a way that you can remember, also an easy way to say, you know, what was the A, what was the C, what was the T? I need to act in a new way so that I can feel more empowered. I can feel more confident, and my courage level is heightened. Like I said, there is a worksheet that came in your email when you signed up. So if you haven't already printed it out, if it feels like the right time for you to print it out now, feel free to print it out. The second of these things that you're going to learn tonight is how to focus your energy. We talked a little bit already about your mental energy, your emotional energy. That definitely affects your physical energy. So you'll want to be able to learn to focus your energy on the things that you do want and stand strong in your own power. Most people are focusing on what they don't want. They're focusing on the things that they do fear, that they are worried about, that they are anxious about. And whatever we're putting our focused attention on will expand. So I'm going to be talking to you tonight about energy. I've been studying these tools for over 40 years. And I'll share a little bit about that too moving forward. But this is definitely a passion for me, as you can tell. I have a lot of energy. I have a lot of passion to really share these tools and to help people to really experience a greater sense of joy, a greater sense of peace in your own heart, no matter what you're going through. And the third of these things that you're going to learn tonight is the 3 powerful techniques to relieve tension, anxiety, and stress from your life. Now you're going to have to pay attention because not all of these are going to be in order. These 3 simple steps are going to come kind of towards the middle to the end, but we're going to start with focusing your energy and how it is that you can direct the power of your thoughts into a more positive outcome. So, as I said, grab a pen and paper so you can take some love notes for yourself today so that you have a better idea of what it is that is showing up for you when the left and the right hemispheres of our brain are integrating and playing well together. magic happens. So the very first energy tool I'm going to share with you today is setting your intentions. What do you really want from this webinar today? Write down something that you are experiencing that is waking you up in the middle of the night, that is holding you hostage and not helping you to move forward with some of the New Year's plans, the New Year's goals that you might have had. I really don't set resolutions, but I set intentions for my new year. We can set intentions for the day. We can set intentions for this webinar. You can set intentions for your health and well-being. You can set all kinds of intentions. It's really where you're focusing your energy and attention. Because where you set your intentions is where you're asking your attention to go. So we'll continue to talk more about that as the webinar continues. So I just want to take a moment. I have a heart centering practice, a heart opening practice that I love to start all of my webinars and my coaching calls and my Facebook Lives. I mean, everything that I'm doing right now that is reaching a bigger audience, even my one-on-one coaching. I like to start all my calls with a heart opening practice. So in this moment, if it feels right for you to close your eyes and just take the gaze into your heart, put your attention in your heart space right now. And if it feels right to put your hand on your heart, you can do so in this moment. Just feel your heartbeat in the palm of your hand. Your life force energy is in your hands. You're in control of where you place your attention on your energy. You are in the driver's seat of your life and your direction. And it has everything to do with your attention and your intention. So let's take a deep, beautiful, heart-opening breath in this moment together. And as you take this inhale, lifting up your shoulders, rolling them back so that you can touch your wing blades and feel your heart center open. You can even feel your chin just slightly behind your heart space so that your heart is really leading the way. Your heart is really open to listen from a place of inner wisdom and desire to have a different feeling about yourself, about your life, about what's possible, about your own power, about your focused energy and how important that is. You'll have a different experience about yourself and your life by the end of this webinar. So let's take another breath together. And just settle into this time and this space. Just allowing yourself to be fully present here. This is all about you. It's all about where you are right now and where you want to go or what you want to feel or how you want to experience your life at this time and the journey to get there. So I'm going to share a little bit about my journey. This, my journey of courage really started long before this, but 40 years ago on um, my 20th year on this planet, I was a junior in college and I got thrown 60 feet off the back of a motorcycle when we hit a pothole going way too fast for conditions. This is a picture of a mangled motorcycle. And this is a picture of me 3.5 months after the accident, when they finally released me from the hospital. I had broken over 100 bones in my body, broke every bone in my face. My nose was torn from my face. My back was crushed and broke so many vertebrae. My lung was collapsed, and my parents got that dreaded phone call in the middle of the night. Come quickly. We don't think your daughter's going to survive the night. And so it was touch and go for a couple of days. And as they got my lung to stabilize, then they asked my parents for a photograph to try to put my face back together. They had no idea where to begin. So this is a picture of me on my 21st birthday with 2 of my sisters and my brother. And I had a full body cast in 1980. That was after my 3rd facial surgery. And when they released me from the hospital, they told me 3 things. You'll never walk again. You'll never have children. And we did the best we could putting your face back together, but only time will tell. And even though I was so grateful for everything that the doctors had done, there was a voice in my own heart that knew that that was not my future. I knew that that was not my life. I knew that they were giving me their best guess, their best prognosis for what my life was going to look like. But I had a dream in my heart. I always wanted to be a mother. I was very active. I was actually a runner in college, and I was in fashion design school. I'm a girl. I wanted to be pretty again. I had a lot of dreams in my heart. And I knew that if I held those dreams and held those visions of the life I desired to live, what I truly wanted, I knew that that was what God would provide for me, or the universe, or source, or whatever you call it. It's all energy. And we're all swimming in this energy every day, all day long. And we get to decide what energy level we want to play at. And in my high-end coaching programs, I really talk about the energy level of, love or above. And when you're operating from fear, anxiety, worry, doubt, your energy level is very low. You're like at a 200 or a 300. When you're at love or above, you're living at 700, 800. And this is where the universe knows where to meet you. This is called a vibrational match. And I go deeper into all of those things in all of my coaching programs, because they're so vitally important to know as a vibrational being. We only get one life in this monkey suit, and we are all vibrating at different energy levels all throughout the day. And you want to keep your vibration high. So I had many, many dreams in my heart to live a fulfilling life, to be a mother. This was a picture of my son and my daughter in September of last year on my 60th birthday in Alaska. We got to spend 9 magical days, just the 3 of us. And they are truly the loves of my life. And I talk about love or above all the time. And with the love in my heart that wanted to be a mother so bad, the prognosis had no effect on me because my love was so powerful. That's how powerful we are. This is at the picture at the bottom is a picture of my mother, my father, my siblings and their spouses, and all my nieces and nephews. And my father's going to be 92 and my mom's 85. And they are truly just light and love. And I'm grateful every day. And that is the first of the 3 simple steps that I'm going to be sharing with you. The very first one is appreciation. What do you appreciate about this moment? What do you appreciate about your life? If you're working on the worksheet, it's the very first thing. Write down 3 things that you appreciate, that you're grateful for. I have a gratitude practice that every morning before I put my first toe on the ground, I not only think of 3 things that I'm grateful for, but I drop them down into my heart space and I let myself feel it. So these are my 2 beautiful kitties, Tinka and Bella. And I can just say I'm grateful for them, but when I drop it down into my heart, it has a whole positive vibrational effect on my entire nervous system. It opens up the pathways that the serotonin gets into the cracks and the crevices of your body, of your being. So whatever you focus on expands. What we appreciate appreciates. So if you're looking at your life and you're saying, I don't have this, I don't have that, that's not shown up yet, you're focusing on lack. You're focusing on what you don't have instead of what you do have. So being grateful for the home that you live in, the family and the friends that you get to stay connected to, even if it's just by phone right now, you get to stay connected to them and feel your connection, feel your love for them, feel your appreciation. When I appreciate that my mom and dad are just a phone call away. I'm in California, they're in Florida. I can't physically see them right now, but I can talk to them and I can be grateful in my heart that they're staying healthy and well. So I want to share a story of one of my clients, Lowry. When she first started working with me a couple years ago, she was a workaholic. She was just absolutely laser focused on her business. And she felt like some of the things that were missing was deepening her relationship with her family, deepening her relationship, her spiritual relationship with herself, deepening her relationships with her girlfriends, and the things that brought her joy. There was such an imbalance in her life. And, many of us, our careers have not really been affected by this time for us to self-isolate. But for some of us whose careers have shifted, finding that place of balance is essential right now. So Lori, we started this list of what she was grateful for, what she appreciated in her life, appreciating her wonderful husband who was always there loving and supporting her, appreciating her girlfriends. And when she did, she reached out more. She found herself putting into her calendar what I call boulders. So when you start to really get crystal clear on your visions and the things that are important to you, the things that you can look at in your life that you want more of. You know, when I was going through my health challenge 40 years ago, I wanted more mobility. I wanted more freedom in my body. I wanted every day to be able to look in the mirror and appreciate my face, appreciate the way that I was healing, appreciate those things instead of cursing it. Show things in your life appreciation, because what you appreciate appreciates. This is a picture of us at our goddess retreat last June, and we're planning on having another one this June up here in Big Bear Lake, California. So stay tuned for that. But it's always a magical way to stay connected to the things that really bring you joy. Playing with other beautiful, heart-centered, like-minded women that are really focused on the good in their lives and what it is that they're here to create and to live and to expand in. So number 2 on our journey here is C is for connect. Connect to that higher self. Connect to the aspect of you that has a deeper understanding of how you operate in this extraordinary universe. You know, Einstein said we either believe that nothing is a miracle or everything is a miracle. So you get to ask yourself that question. And if that's your baseline and you believe that everything is a miracle, then your only work is to look for the miracle in everything. There are so many blessings that are happening at this time of our own reflection, our own introspection, our own opportunity here to look at our lives from an observation station and say, what in my life would I love to up-level? Would I love to change? Maybe you've been wanting to change careers, but you haven't had the courage to do it. Maybe you've been wanting to deepen your relationships, and you just haven't had the time. It has felt daunting. Whatever it is, I want you to jot down some things that this miracle, this time that you get to look at, what is it that your heart deeply desires to have a greater experience of you and having faith over fear. Faith is that being sure of what we hope for and certain of what we cannot see. I had so much faith in the universe, faith in God, faith in source, faith in my dream to walk again, to be a mother, to live a healthy, vibrant life. My faith overruled my fear. So as you're connecting to that part of you that is intimate with this amazing, friendly, miraculous universe, where is it that you can connect to your higher purpose, connect to that higher power that is here supporting you and allowing your heart, the resonance of your wise heart, to have a bigger voice than your fearful mind? These are practices that are essential to expand in the quality of your life in every single area. And it's just like going to the gym. You don't just go to the gym one time and say, okay, I'm strong, I'm done. These are muscles of faith that we build over time that allow you to truly live a life you deeply love. Because like I said in the beginning of this call, this is not a dress rehearsal. This is the only life you get in this monkey suit. It's really up to you to decide what it is that you deeply desire and then connect to that bigger part of you, that knowing part of you that has always has your best and highest interest in mind and in heart, the highest and best for all. And where is it in your life that you can feel more connected? Where can you, when I hike in nature, I feel so intimately connected to something so much bigger than me. I'm looking at a 100-foot pine tree in front of my window, and it represents abundance to me. It represents miracles to me, because if I was even to attempt to try to count every single needle on that tree, by the time I got to the last needle, new needles would have grown. That is abundance. We have to know and see that abundance is all around us. Abundance in love, abundance in money, abundance in health. Abundance is our birthright. And it takes faith over fear, especially at this time of real introspection and challenge, to pay closer attention to what feels right in your own heart, instead of giving your power away to the media and what they're feeding us. If just checking in once a day to feel like you've connected, like that you feel in the know about a new system that needs to be taken place, but then to get right back into your heart space and right back into the things that you are expanding. And at the end of this call, I'm going to offer you a love gift from my heart to yours, to actually have a one-on-one connection call with me, so that we can talk about where you are, where you want to go, and maybe what's holding you back. What's the gap that's there, that's right in the middle, that's holding you back from really living that life, from moving forward with faith over fear. And it really is a practice. So this is my client, Melanie, and she's the one in the red on the I guess it would be your left side. And it's her daughter, Alicia, and Josh, her son, Josh. And Alicia is now 8 months pregnant. So Melanie's going to be a grandma for the first time. And when I started working with Melanie, she shared her story. She was working, 75 plus hours a week, and was working at a job, which, translated into just over broke, and was never able to, spend time with her children. And, but she had also left a very abusive marriage, and her faith got her safe and her children to a place of safety. And as she was moving into another dimension and another chapter of her life, she wanted to use that faith muscle to really elevate to the next chapter by doing something that was meaningful, purposeful, that was aligned with her. She is a bodybuilder and a cross-country biker, and she's an athlete, and she is now a health and well-being coach. promoting health and well-being products. She is so vibrant and such a light in this world. She's doing what she loves. She just was able to land with the company an opportunity for those health products to be delivered to hospitals. Her daughter Alicia is a nurse, an ER nurse. And so Melanie wanted to deliver those products to the frontliners. And so she contacted her company, and pallets of these healthy nutritional supplements came to her to deliver. Her heart is so big and her faith is so strong. So where is it that you can build a bigger faith muscle in your life and in your heart in the areas that matter most to you? Let's talk about it. Where is it that fear could be holding you back? And fear, like I said, has many faces. It could be distraction. It could be, not having clarity. It could be, not having a belief that something is possible. Fear has many faces. And so I'm here to help you navigate through that gap of where you are and where you want to go, and do it from a place of deep and profound faith in yourself, in a higher power, in this friendly universe, in believing and knowing that miracles and blessings are happening every day, all day long. And for you to just vibrate at that level is my greatest wish for you. And I'm guessing that it's your greatest wish for yourself. And so number 3 is to trust your knowing heart. Trust the voice of your own inner wisdom that has so much to teach you, so much to tell you. And at this time of our own self-isolation, we are listening on deeper levels in ways that we have not given ourselves permission or time or space to do that. And when you learn the tools, the technique on how to really listen to your own knowing heart, no one outside of you knows what you know for you. You know, the Dalai Lama says, the still small voice is speaking to each and every one of us every day, all day long. But it's our willingness to listen, our willingness to pay attention to what your knowing heart is trying to tell you. Where is it that you can trust your own knowing heart to live with greater joy, deeper fulfillment, and trust that everything is happening for your greater good? Trust your own heart that wants to live more fully, more vibrantly, more meaningful. And what does your heart deeply desire? So many people have never even given themselves the time to ask that very important question. What does your heart desire? What would you love for your life to look like? What would you love for your relationships to feel like? What would you love to experience in your own health and vitality? What would you love in the area of financial freedom? These are questions that are so vitally important. And to listen to the wisdom of your own heart, not the logic reasoning mind that is going to talk you out of things, and tell you why it's not possible and tell you why it hasn't worked in the past. This is not the voice that you want to pay attention to. That voice is only important when you're in a situation where you need to feel safe, that fight or flight. You need to learn to trust your own knowing heart. And as you do, everything will start unfolding and inviting you to take more inspired action. But it takes trust to be able to take those action steps. And this is a story of my client, Rachel, who, this is a picture of her and Jaden. Gosh, that was 7 or 8 years ago now. She was also single mom, working 70 plus hours a week, and all she wanted to do was spend time with her child. And she just had this mindset that she had to stay in this position because there was an old belief system in her mind that told her that that's the only way to be safe, is to have, a weekly paycheck and punching a clock and working hard and doing what you're told. And she had these mindsets, these beliefs in her that really just kept her tunnel vision, but she was miserable and she wasn't feeling well and she was exhausted at the end of the day, where she didn't even have, enough energy to really spend with her daughter. And now, 7 years later, she is an international business coach and professional business coach. She and her fiance and her daughter Jaden are traveling around the world on a sailboat. She's speaking everywhere she goes. She has a freedom lifestyle. She just loves, her dream was to have the world be her daughter's school classroom. And so she homeschools her daughter, and her daughter's been all over the world at this point. They've been traveling for almost 2 years now, and she is exuberantly happy, doing what she loves, making a difference, making her own lifestyle, and making a living doing what she loves. Maybe you resonate with that. Maybe there's something that you've been wanting to do, but you just haven't had the courage or the confidence to step out of what you've known into a new way of living, a new, tapping into a new vision, trusting your knowing heart that says, I really, really, really want this. And living in that, at that level of removing the old limiting beliefs and repatterning new beliefs as we continue to move the muscles and move the needle of your life forward. This is what's possible for you. And so, like I had shared at the beginning of the call, you're not in this alone. We're all in this together, and I am passionate about serving and supporting each and every one of you that has a dream and a desire in your heart to live a bigger life, to live from faith and not fear. And as you start getting clarity and commit to this vision in a bigger way, the muscles of your courage will grow and expand. Your confidence will elevate. You will feel a greater sense of aliveness, something that maybe you haven't felt for a very long time, maybe never. But this is the time for each and every one of you, each and every one of us, to grow and expand. I'm constantly and continuously growing and expanding in ways that I had no idea. I'm working on a television show, a talk show right now, where just it just makes me giddy with joy that I get to now have an even bigger audience of people that I can inspire and empower with these ideas and concepts of universal law. These are things that are working all the time. And when we get into the frequency of love or above, and we start living from that level of this is what I would love to create in my life, all kinds of things start lining up. All sorts of things start showing up in your field. You'll think it's out of the blue, but the blue is the consciousness that you're living in. This is the energy field. When I said we're going to focus on energy, this is how you focus on energy, on what you do want and not what you don't want. So what to do next? So, listen to that deep calling in your heart. What is calling? What is nudging you forward that is telling you that there is something even better that you can focus your life force energy on at this time, and commit to a more fulfilling life. Because the truth of the matter is, you deserve it all. The only one holding you back is you. And sometimes that's not easy to hear. And when you can really feel like you are in the driver's seat and you can really implement these tools that I share, and you start making these incremental steps forward, everything in your life starts to change. And let's overcome your biggest challenge together. Maybe it's a lack of belief in yourself or in what's possible or in the direction you want to go in. Maybe it's a limiting belief about, things you focused on, past failures or past relationships or past things that just didn't work out. And you're not putting your attention on where you're going. Let's overcome these big challenges together so that you're done with them once and for all. And let's break through some of your personal blocks. Because as we break through to break free, your whole life will change. Everything, because nothing isn't affected. When your belief about yourself, your relationship with yourself starts to expand and grow, your relationships with others, you will be showing them how to interact with you on a higher level. And when you get clear on your vision, I am a vision-driven spiritual life coach. I help you to have courage to really declare and to claim the life that you would truly love. And trust and take action for your heart. What is your heart telling you? That feels like it's exciting. It's a little scary, but it's exciting to think that you can actually have that life that you truly desire, that you can live that life of greater freedom and flow and greater health and well-being. And you can wake up in the morning just ecstatic to start your day. So my invitation to you is to book your courageous life call now. This time trade, this is the link to the time trade. And you can, I'm going to put it in the chat box right now. And so you can copy and paste it. I just want to welcome you all to take this gift from the universe that is for you. This is something that is an opportunity for you to really, truly have a conversation about what matters most to you and what might be holding you back from truly living the life that you deeply desire. It's possible. One of my daughter's favorite quotes from Audrey Hepburn is, "Nothing is impossible. Even the word says, I'm possible." So what's possible for you? Let's explore that together. Let's have a deeper conversation, a one-on-one, heart-to-heart conversation about where you are, where you want to go, and what might be holding you back. And let's work on living the life that you would truly love. And let's do it together. So from my heart to yours, have a beautiful and blessed day. Namaste.